Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to look at two different computers that I have. Actually, you guys can probably tell that this one with the Apple logo right here is a MacBook. And this one is actually my Dell Latitude 7370, which is similar to the XPS 13, basically the business version of the XPS 13. They're both dolled up in cool little skins here. So I found these ones on Amazon. This one's by Daedalus, I believe. This is just another one I found randomly on Amazon. I was looking for a 2016 MacBook without the touch bar. This one doesn't have the touch bar, but yeah, the 2016 model and a good case for it. And I found these ones, which are pretty decent. And yeah, especially like the Dell Latitude one. This one's made by Daedalus, and it's a pretty good value. I think this one I got for, these ones are about 20 bucks each, or less than 20 bucks actually. But they look really good on the computer, and these two computers both around the same size, right? This one you can tell is a MacBook right here, and it covers everything except for the Apple logo, which no longer lights up, but still I think it looks pretty decent. And then the Daedalus one right here that has the nice, you can choose, of course, a whole bunch of different designs. There's a whole range of different designs you can choose from on Amazon, but I picked these ones. I think they look pretty cool. So yeah, this is the Dell Latitude, and you can tell this one has this flowery design at the back, which looks really cool. It's a lot better looking than that boring business look that business computers usually have. I just wanted to like sex this one up a little bit, make it look sexy. Yeah, this is, you can tell the whole keyboard actually, except I don't have the fingerprint sensor here. That's supposed to be for the fingerprint sensor, but otherwise it looks pretty good. Yep, this part here don't have the sensor, but otherwise even the trackpad is covered here, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I like the little design here. It's just a peel off and paste kind of sticker design, but it applies pretty well. And even this bar here even has a cutout for the webcam here. This little bar down here, it's basically the same theme. I think this is actually the same theme. It's just applied to both the palm rest and the lid. It's basically the same theme, but I think it looks pretty good. Anyways, that is the Dell Latitude 7370 skin. I just wanted to show that off to you guys. It's not bad. This little flowery kind of design. And yeah, this is the MacBook Pro 13 2016 model, which I wanted to talk about a little bit. This is not just the skin, actually, it's actually a case as well, so it actually covers the bottom as well, so it's pretty protective. I have the space gray model. This is actually my friend's MacBook that he gave to me at a discount. I want to talk about this a little bit because I know that a few months ago I was talking about this right when the new MacBook Pros came out, and I really didn't like them. I thought they were completely overpriced, and yeah, I didn't like the look, the keyboard and stuff, and I thought, you know, the lack of ports and something is really, it's really not good for pro consumers, which I think is still true to some degree. But after using it, I'm gonna revise a little bit, a few of those opinions. So yeah, basically the 2016 MacBook Pro, if you guys don't know, there's tons of reviews about this notebook out already, but I just want to say briefly about the basic stuff that's changed. This is lighter than the previous generation by about half a pound, compared to the previous MacBook Pro Retina 13, about half a pound lighter, and it has the upgraded processors. It uses Skylake processors, the Intel Iris graphics, the ultra low voltage ones, of course. And what the thing it has differently is, of course, the logo here is not glowing anymore. It's the same logo you will find on your iPads now. It's metallic display logo, so that's not as nice. Of course, they eliminated the ports. You only have two USB-C ports here. This is the non-touch bar version. If you get the touch bar version, I think they add another two on the other side. But basically, you only get these two USB-C ports and a headphone jack right here on the lowest end model. And these ones start at $1,500, which is quite a bit. It's a price increase over the previous models, and I would not buy it at that price. I actually got this off my friend for about $1,200, which I think is more reasonable. I think 1200 is more reasonable, but I would not pay more than 1200 for it. Brand new. I think this is, I mean, I got it from my friend pretty much new, but like, yeah, this is not worth 1500 if you just, you know, buy it from Apple and stuff. Get a used version or get the previous generation. I think those are much better deals because this one is not worth that much. However, I do tell you guys what I like about this notebook. The display is really good. This is probably the second best display on the market. The first is the OLED display that the Alienware 13 and the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Yoga that I also have. They have the OLED display, which is probably the best display on the market. This is probably the best non-OLED display on the market. This, I believe this is the IPS display, but Apple increased the color gamut on this. They increased the color gamut and the sRGB spectrum on this, so it looks really, really good. This keyboard here and the big trackpad, those are huge changes as well. You guys might not find this very appealing, but trust me, I did not like this either, but I tried it out and it's actually not that bad as you would think. Definitely it's better than the 12-inch MacBook. I think the keyboard's it's a little bit superior to that. It's not as good, you know, this keyboard is not going to be as good as your ThinkPad keyboard or any mechanical keyboard, you know, by far. This is not going to be those kind of keyboards, but this is not meant to be that kind of keyboard. So the thing is, after you start typing on this, you actually see that it is pretty accurate. Like, I've done a lot of typing on this and I found it to be quite accurate. I rarely had to use the backspace or delete button. I've had to do that with a lot of the Windows laptops I have. With the regular scissor switch keyboards, they have a lot better travel than this one. This one has only 0.5 millimeters to travel, but this one I do get a lot more hits consistently. So this one I do find that I'm more accurate on average than I am on my Windows laptops, despite the shallow travel on this one. So I'm a little bit surprised at that, but it's more accurate. And if you're doing a lot of typing, which most people, you know, do typing on the keyboards, of course, then this is actually quite good. I think it's not that bad. It just takes some time to get used to. I mean, the shallow key travel is not great, but I mean, you can't argue with the results. It's actually, when I used it, I found myself doing the backspace a lot less because I made less typos. So that's actually pretty good, I think. And this big trackpad is also fine as well. It doesn't look like it's very usable, but it does palm rejection very well. So when typing on this and stuff, it doesn't notice that my palm is there. So that's actually better than you would expect. And let me show you guys the speakers on this. Okay, so the speakers on this is also really good. And it's definitely an improvement. I have no idea how they managed to make the speakers smaller but also sound louder, but they managed to do it. So it's quite interesting. So I play like a song here. Oh, here we go. And that gets pretty loud, right? Definitely the speakers, even though they're smaller, it sounds really good still. So I'm pretty impressed about that. So yeah, those are the big improvements on the new MacBook 13, not MacBook Pro 13. The larger trackpad makes it much easier to find it, and you can scroll much easier on it and stuff. And the keyboard's actually quite accurate and responsive, despite the fact that it has very shallow key travel. You know, you're not going to use this for gaming, so don't use this. You're not going to use a MacBook for gaming anyways. But yeah, if you want to game, definitely use a mechanical keyboard with a lot of travel. That's going to be much better. This keyboard is meant for typing, and that's pretty much it. You're going to get very accurate typing on this keyboard, and you know, it's not meant for people who like really deep key travel, like for gamers and stuff. You would use a different keyboard, mechanical keyboard for that. So yeah, and the display is really good. So I think those are the major advantages of this MacBook here. Let me go to, yeah. And this is a different color profile I'm using. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is the, let me look at what the name is. This color, it's okay, ACES CG Linear, that's what I'm using. If you go to the regular setting, color LCD, you can see it's a lot more brighter and stuff. This setting is a lot more brighter, but if you guys want better, I think this setting's better for watching movies. If you guys watch a lot of movies, play games or something, well, probably not play games on this thing, but if you watch some like movies or something on this thing, I suggest and I recommend this ACES. It makes the blacks a little deeper. It looks a little bit darker, but everything looks a little bit deeper, I think, and this makes it better for movie watching and stuff. If you're just doing regular stuff, then I think the normal setting is fine. But yeah, if you're watching a movie, I think this setting is way better. Otherwise, the colors look really washed out on the normal setting. So I recommend this color profile. But this display is pretty damn good. I would say it's not quite as good as my ThinkPad X1 Yoga's OLED display, but that display is the best display on the market, and that's a different technology. This one is using the old LCD technology, and for that technology, this is a really good display. Probably this is the second best display on a laptop on the market. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say about the MacBook Pro. I like the fact that they actually have the MacBook Pro name on the bottom here. They didn't have that in the previous generation, and it's in space gray, which looks pretty awesome to me. And the speakers are really, really good as well, much better than what you would expect for the size or for any laptop, really. It's really impressive. Of course, the lack of ports is an issue, but you know what? If I'm using this thing mostly for traveling, I don't really use that many ports anyways. I have a USB-C hub. If I ever want to use something more, just dock it on my desk. But most cases, I actually don't use the other ports that much, HDMI or the other standard USB things, because this is not my main laptop, and I don't recommend it as your main laptop. I recommend this laptop as a good traveling laptop and stuff where you won't be using a lot of ports. If you're using a main laptop, then I recommend either the Dell Latitude or the Lenovo ThinkPad, the ThinkPad Yoga or the X series or the T series. I think those are really good laptops for as your main laptop, doing a lot of work and stuff. Those have a lot of ports and stuff, but the MacBook Pro 13 with the only 2 USB-C ports, I can't recommend it as a main laptop. I'm mostly using this as a secondary laptop, and for those purposes, it's quite fine. I don't really use many ports on this as a secondary. So yeah, that's it. It's a new MacBook Pro 13 with the skin on. My first impressions of it, I like the weight, of course, 3 pounds. Then the Dell Latitude, this 7370. Also actually quite lighter. It's 0.5 pounds lighter. It's 2.5 pounds with more ports. And yeah, I think definitely the MacBook does feel really premium though. And I like both these skins. So that's it. That's my Dell Latitude and my MacBook Pro 13, the 2016 model, which I'll be using mostly for traveling. And of course, sometimes as programming as well, because it's OS X. And that's it. Thanks for watching.